Hurricane Laura, 620,000 people under mandatory evacuation. This will bring, they say, 20 feet wall of water, as this category 4 for a hurricane will pack 150 mile an hour winds. According to the Hurricane Center, they warn us, and I'll leave a link below for you for that. The National Hurricane Center says to treat these winds like tornado, be somewhere well inside your home and protect yourself. Hurricane Laura has been described as an unsurvivable storm surge. These are the words used by the National Hurricane Center, as residents have been urged to leave the area because it will see winds of 150 mile an hour. It's made landfall near Cameron, Louisiana, category 4 storm. It's packing winds of 150 miles an hour, 240 kilometers, is located about 40 miles east of Port Arthur, Texas, and is expected to move inland across southwestern Louisiana today. This morning, that's where it's heading now, according to the National Hurricane Center. And correspondents warned of a 20-foot wall of water. Now, speaking to news stations, they say Mr. Gray of National Hurricane Center said the real-time conditions on the ground here are intensifying dramatically by the minute. At this point, this storm is close to making landfall, and what we're seeing right now is the rain picking up. We've had some pretty severe gusts over the last 20 to 30 minutes, and it's really just the beginning of what's going to be a very rough 24 hours. It's a massive category 4 hurricane, bringing with it a foot or more of rain in some of these low-lying areas. The wind gusts will be over 150 miles an hour at times, and on top of that, it's going to bring a wall of water 20 feet high or higher. It's going to push inland 30 miles or more. The National Hurricane Center, the first time they've used this term, they said it's an unsurvivable storm surge. Now, the oil refining town, Port Arthur, was directly in Laura's path. The city of 54,000 was a ghost town on Wednesday, with just a couple of gas stations and a liquor store open for business. Eric Daw, 58 years old, from Port Arthur, filled up his car at the fuel depot. He said he had wanted to evacuate earlier but lacked money for gas as he was waiting on a disability payment. He was headed to a shelter in San Antonio, 4.5-hour drive, where instead of worrying about the storm, he has to contend with COVID-19, echoing concerns of many others. He said, they say we're all supposed to socially distance now, but how am I supposed to socially distance in a shelter, obviously? So you can understand the circumstances. More than 620,000 people were under mandatory evacuation orders in Louisiana and Texas. Temporary housing hastily organized outside the storm surge zone for evacuated residents, and emergency teams are being strategically positioned. State and federal emergency management agencies said. Texas Governor Greg Abbott said his state's National Guard was in place with high water level vehicles and rescue helicopters, while Houston earlier in the week feared that Laura would deliver a direct hit to the fourth largest city in the United States, Houston. The storm shifted east, and Houston, which was devastated by Hurricane Harvey in 2017, looked likely to escape the worst of this. So this is just now coming to land. I know one of my subscribers told me that it's not as bad as they're saying. That's because it's not yet made landfall. It's now doing that. So the rain it's right now much less of a strength than it will be when it makes a landfall. This is by Claire Anderson on Express UK. Please be very careful, all of you there. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.